Greetings, dear listeners. Welcome to Ideas, Innovative Dialogues and Educational Approaches of Scholarship, supported by Research Hub, Faculty of Education, Simon Fraser University. Here we delve into the fascinating research journeys and lives of graduate students and scholars. We acknowledge that Simon Fraser University is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam nations. We're committed to building and nurturing relationships with Indigenous communities and to supporting the ongoing process of reconciliation. Today, we're honored to have Dr. Tsoghik Grigoryan joining us. Tsoghik is seeking her second PhD program in the Department of Languages, Cultures, and Literacies at Simon Fraser University. She has an impressive background in the research of digital inequalities, critical pedagogy, AI-supported research, and ethical dimensions of educational technology. Tsoghik has over 2 decades of teaching and research experience across multiple countries. She has shared her work through 2 dictionaries, several academic publications, and conference presentations. In today's conversation, Tsoghik is going to share with us her valuable insights on the role of AI in academic work and education. Hello, Tsoghik. Thank you for joining us. Could you please introduce yourself to us?
Hello, and thank you for having me. I am Tsoghik Grigoryan, currently a PhD candidate at SFU in the Faculty of Education, specializing languages, cultures, and literacies. I also teach in the Faculty of Liberal Studies at La Salle College, Vancouver. My academic background includes years of teaching in higher education and research experience across Armenia, Sultanate of Oman, the United Arab Emirates, and now I am in Canada. As introduced, this is not my second PhD. My first doctoral degree focused on digital education, where I explored the transition to paperless, iPad-based learning environments. That project deepened my interest in how educational technologies reshape classroom practices, which continues to inform my current research on digital ethnography and AI-supported analysis. Glad to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tsoghik. I'm very impressed. You're an experienced scholar. Could you please tell us the main focus of your current research?
Sure. My current research explores how ethnographic methods are evolving in the digital age. Specifically, I am investigating whether all ethnography today is in some way digital, how it's been conducted, represented, or analyzed. So to do this, I'm using a meta-meta ethnographic approach, synthesizing published ethnographic analysis to identify emerging methodological and conceptual patterns in educational research. A key aspect of my work focuses on the role of artificial intelligence, particularly tools like ChatGPT in supporting qualitative data analysis. I'm especially interested in how AI can function and not just as a technical tool, but as a qualitative research partner, a partner that participates in shaping how patterns are identified, how meaning is constructed, and how insights are generated during the analytic process. This inquiry is framed by three post-human theoretical frameworks in my work that view knowledge formation as relational, fluid, and entangled through human and non-human factors. Non-human factors here I mean artificial intelligence, virtual platforms, virtual spaces, technology, and etc. So together these frameworks help me rethink ethnography as an evolving, digitally entangled practice, one that reflects the fluid realities of research in post-digital world.
That's very interesting. We'd like to know more about your research. But before we delve into the specifics into your research, we wanted to ask what motivated you to pursue this topic.
Let me tell you now. So, my motivation comes from both academic curiosity and lived experiences. Having worked across diverse educational systems, I have witnessed how digital technologies can create both opportunities and barriers to inclusion. I became especially interested in how AI might support and not replace human researchers in qualitative work. This led me to explore questions like, can AI be a partner in education research? What are its limitations? How can it be used ethically and effectively? Well, I believe this work is timely and necessary, especially as AI becomes increasingly embedded in our research, in our lives, pedagogy, and institutional decision making these days. My goal is to contribute to post digital pedagogy by showing how AI can act as a meaningful partner in educational research and teaching, while also critically examining its limitations. If you're interested in exploring this further, I recently presented a talk titled Meta Ethnography and AI in Post Digital Pedagogy at the TESOL 2025 conference, entitled The AI Revolution and the Future of Language Teaching. So, this session explores how AI tools like ChatGPT and QualiGPT can support both research and classroom practice in language education. The recording will be made available through the official TESOL conference platform, and I invite listeners to watch it if they'd like to see practical applications of AI in the teaching and research. Additionally, my project titled Weaving Meaning in the Digital Age Enhanced by Artificial Intelligence will be presented at the World Conference on Future of Education in University of Toronto, where I explore how AI supported synthesis reshapes the way we analyze qualitative data in education. So I invite listeners to keep an eye on that, and I promise to share some valuable insights in there. Thank you.
Thank you, Tsoghik. We are interested. I'm sure a lot of listeners, like myself, would be interested in finding the information. And just now you mentioned your methodology of digital ethnography. Could you please explain what is digital ethnography in your own words?
Sure, I'd love to do that. So, to me, digital ethnography is the study of culture, behavior, and meaning making within and through digital environments. It's about following people, not just physically, but also virtually, into the spaces where they live, learn, interact, and express themselves online. This could mean exploring social media platforms, applications, online communities, or why not even hybrid settings where the digital and physical are deeply entangled. Digital ethnography isn't just about where we study, it also changes how we study. We're not just observing from the outside, but engaging with digital traces, algorithms, interfaces, and digital artifacts. This requires being reflexive about the tools we use, how data is shaped by platforms, and how our presence as researchers is mediated by technology. In essence, digital technology invites us to rethink what it means to do the field work in a digitally enhanced world in those digital spaces. It challenges traditional boundaries between the researcher and the field, the online and the offline, the human and the technological, the real and the virtual. This approach allows us to better understand how meaning, identity, culture are co constructed in our life by looking at the complex interplay of those platforms, users, digital infrastructures. So I would say digital technology is not just a method, but a mindset adjusted to the realities of our post digital age. So, what does it really mean to study people in a world where the digital and physical are inseparable and entangled? To me, it means embracing a form of ethnography that is as fluid, as networked, and as responsive just as the environments that we aim to understand. Digital ethnography allows us to trace how meaning is made not just in digital spaces, but through them, where human behavior, technological design, cultural norms constantly shape one another. To conclude my answer to your question, digital ethnography is not just adapting to a changing world, it's helping us make sense of this world. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful explanation. I wonder, how does digital ethnography differ from traditional ethnography?
Yeah, let me explain. There is a big difference. So, traditional ethnography often emphasizes long-term immersive fieldwork in physical location. Just think of researchers living in communities, observing daily life, and conducting face-to-face interviews. The focus here in the traditional ethnography is often on in-person interactions, situated context, and participant observations. Digital ethnography, by contrast, acknowledges that the field is no longer only physical. Today, much of our social life happens online via messaging apps, virtual classrooms, video calls, platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So the field site becomes fluid and most of the times, if not always, algorithmically shaped. So, another key difference lies in data production and ethics. In digital ethnography, data may include screenshots, digital texts, emojis, memes, platform behaviors, all of which requires new methods of interpretation. There is also a need for heightened ethical awareness. What is public or private today in online platforms is not always clear, and therefore the informed consent can look very different in digital spaces. Well, in my work, I take this a step further by integrating AI assisted analysis to help navigate and interpret large volumes of qualitative data. While traditional ethnography emphasizes depth through human interpretation, I explore how AI tools like ChatGPT, QualiGPT can extend but not replace, by no means replace, human analysis in the digital realm. This hybrid approach supports a more scalable and reflexive engagement with complex digitally mediated research landscapes. So, there's this question. So, if our lives are increasingly lived online, should we study them offline? Would it help? I don't think so. Digital ethnography challenges us to follow meaning where it actually unfolds. And it unfolds in the scroll, in the swipe, in the hashtag, in the algorithms. So it equips us with the tools to navigate and interpret a world where human experience is deeply entangled with technology. Ultimately, it's not just about studying digital life, it's about understanding the life as digital. I would like to conclude my answer to this question with Karen Barad's words. We don't obtain knowledge by standing outside the world. We know because we are of this world. And in this world, understanding culture means tracing the digital threads that shape it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tsoghik, for inviting us to enter a different realm of making sense through a very clear explanation of digital ethnography. I believe it is valuable for many researchers. Now let's shift our focus to another transformative aspect of modern research and education. I believe many researchers and educators today have complex feelings towards the use of AI. I wonder, what is your attitude towards the use of AI in academic settings?
Let me try and answer this question. So, my attitude toward AI in education is cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic. So, I believe AI holds transformative potential for both research and teaching, but only if it's approached with critical reflection and ethical care. Tools like ChatGPT can enhance efficiency in qualitative analysis, support scaffolding in student writing, and provide personalized, low stakes learning opportunities. In my own research, AI assisted coding significantly accelerated the systematic review and analysis and synthesis of my ethnographic data. In the classroom, I've seen how AI can help language learners gain confidence through real time feedback and writing practices. However, this promise is not without risks. Many AI tools operate as black boxes, and we often don't fully understand how their outputs are generated. So, across the academic spectrum, this lack of transparency raises several concerns. Students may rely on AI without developing foundational skills. Why not? Educators might over-delegate grading or feedback, compromising fairness and relational aspects of teaching. Researchers risk distorting their analysis by leaning too heavily on AI generated summaries, themes, and reports. These issues are compounded by digital inequality. Not everyone has access to AI tools or the literacy to use them responsibly and ethically. So while I see AI as a powerful partner, it must be integrated mindfully. Technology is never neutral, in my opinion. It reflects the assumptions, values, and limitations of its creators. If we don't remain critically engaged, we risk trading our intellectual depth and educational integrity for speed and convenience. But if we use AI thoughtfully, grounded in ethics, equity, human judgment, it can become a powerful co-generator and co-constructor in expanding access, enhancing learning, and why not shaping what education can and should be in the digital age to meet the needs of our learners.
Thank you, Tsoghik. It seems to me that your attitude towards the AI technology in academic settings are generally positive. You use the word cautiously optimistic, despite some concerns. So, how would you suggest we use AI wisely in education?
I believe we need five interconnected strategies, and I have come up with those five, so let me share them with you. Reflective use, digital inclusion, AI literacy across disciplines, ongoing education training, and institutionalization is what I think we need to integrate our educational system. So, by reflective use, I mean encouraging both educators and students to critically consider how and why they use AI tools. Very often, tools like GPT or Grammarly are used without much thought. They are treated as magic machines that produce impressive results, quick results, but we really do not ask ourselves, is this a tool deepening learning or just automating it? What assumptions or values are built into its output? To address this, I integrate reflection into learning tasks. For example, I ask my students to explain why they used AI, what it got right or wrong, and how they verified its reliability. I also design activities like compare and revise exercises, AI assisted literature reviews, or prompt testing so students engage with AI as co learners and not passive users. These tasks build not only digital ethics, but also research literacy and independent thinking. By digital inclusion, I mean recognizing that not all students have equal access to AI tools, devices, or skills needed to use them effectively and ethically. Institutions need to ensure equitable access to resources, trainings, multilingual or accessible platforms just to meet the needs of our users. AI enhanced learning must not be a privilege. It should be a shared right. By AI literacy across disciplines, I mean that understanding AI should be part of every student's education, regardless of their field. Whether someone is studying literature, IT, science, or education, they need to know how AI works, how to critically evaluate its outputs, and how to use it responsibly and ethically. Embedding these skills across curricula helps create well-informed and ethically grounded learners. By educator training, I mean that we as educators need structured support as well. Many educators are still unsure about how to use AI in the classroom and they penalize students for using AI. That's why I advocate for faculty workshops, short courses, cross-disciplinary learning communities that focus on the practical and ethical integration of AI into pedagogy and research. And finally, by institutionalization, normalization, standardization, I mean that institutions must lead the way with clear policies, guidelines, and onboarding processes. We cannot expect students to navigate AI responsibly if we have not set the ground rules or provided the tools. That's why I strongly believe in offering AI literacy orientation courses to incoming students, new joining faculty, by creating transparency around academic integrity and ensuring consistency across the departments. And here is something I feel strongly about. We shouldn't fear or resist AI, and we shouldn't penalize students for using it when we haven't yet created a safe, supported, and clearly guided environment for its use. It's our responsibility as researchers, educators, supervisors to prepare that foundation so students can use AI not to cut corners, but to expand their learning with confidence and care. In short, I see artificial intelligence not as a threat, but as a pedagogical and research partner, a tool we can learn with, but not something that thinks for us. If used wisely and ethically, AI has the potential to enrich education, support research, promote equity, and help us build more inclusive and future-ready education.
Thank you, Tsoghik. Thank you for your reminder that we are already in an age of fast technology development. Instead of resisting the technology, we need to provide space and tools to support learning. Thank you for sharing your incredible insights with us today. From our conversation, we learned about your academic interest, your understanding of digital ethnography, and how it differs from traditional ethnography. Most importantly, your perspective to deal with AI technology in our academic journeys and education. Your sharing is very valuable, and we are grateful for your time and wisdom.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here and honor to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to your academic trip to Toronto.
Thank you as well.
Thank you to our listeners for joining us today. We hope you found this conversation as enlightening as we did. Stay tuned for our next episode. We will continue to explore the fascinating journeys of scholars. Until then,